I heard someone's trying a little too hard to stay comfortable. Let's pull some tarot about it. I don't know about you, but I definitely feel like things are doing a lot better than what they have been before. Knock on wood. Don't jinx it. But I do feel like things are really looking up for a lot of people, not just me. But I feel like there is this energy of like pushback right now, and I've been experiencing it too. And it's like something that you've been wanting to do, something you've been doing, something you've been putting energy toward. There's just always seems to be something going on with it. And I was reflecting on this energy earlier, and I just heard like, you're trying to be too comfortable. Someone's trying to stay too comfortable. Somebody is trying to be too comfortable. So if you're aligned with this energy, then this message will find you. And if it doesn't align, keep scrolling. It costs $0 to mind your own business. I'm filming in a different spot in the room, so I have a desk over here and a desk right here. I keep my turtle over here. I don't even remember what kind of crystal this is, but turtles have a symbol of like being protected during a time of relocation. And if you think about like turtles, they can go into the water or they can be on land. Turtles are just very adaptable, very ambidextrous. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that word, but that's what I want to say is ambidextrous. But they have also to do with home. They have to do with relocating, like moving from one spot to another and being protected while you move from one spot to another. And so I want us to keep that in mind as we dig into the energy of this reading tonight. And if you relate to this, you'll probably relate to the other readings that I've been doing here recently, because again, immediately we have the Death card that shows us a cycle coming to an end, something ending, something running its course. And here we have Judgment, but it's in reverse. And usually the Judgment card has to do with being critical about life. But right now, if you look, it's in reverse, and it's got the koi from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it being in reverse and having that also plays in with like cycles coming to an end. To me, this feels like it could be like a karmic cycle, but a cycle, or like a lifetime, like lifeline cycle. Like you, last life, brought something into this life and you finally have broken that. Or maybe it's like a generational thing, like maybe you are a generational curse breaker, maybe you are a generational chain breaker, and you've been working really hard to do that. And that's why this has been so hard on you. That's why your journey is not just your journey, it is the journey of those laid out before you. It's the journey of your ancestors. But like we have a lot of those right now during this time period, specifically because our world is in such a big shift, and in several different shifts and several different cycles coming to an end, and you're playing into part of that. So I just want to validate you for a moment and say, like, your journey has not been an easy one, especially if you are one of these chain breakers, one of these generational curse breakers. And that is the energy that you have been in for a while, but honestly are probably feeling it break now. Like you finally have broken some final cycle that needed to come to an end. Like you thought that you would never get to this place, and so you're probably, this like lack of wanting to leave behind the comfort to have something new. Like you're almost comfortable in the mess that is now left from you breaking all these chains. You're like, you know what, like I'm where I'm at, I don't have to deal with certain things anymore because I broke that chain. I'm just going to stay where I'm at because I'm comfortable, because you're afraid that moving on isn't actually moving on, that moving on is just going to take you into more chains and curses that need to be broken. But they're not. Like, they're done. You broke them, and good job, you did, but you broke them. So allow yourself to move into this next era. And I also am getting that you are afraid to know your worth, because in the past you've known your worth. And I keep hearing that commercial that it's my money and I need it now. And like, you have been breaking these generational curses and these generational chains your entire life. Like, you've been doing it your whole life. And so there came a point where you were like, okay, well, if this is who I'm going to be forever, then you became empowered as that, right? You were like, I am the curse breaker, I am the chain breaker, right? And so you got to this point where you were like, well, I know my worth, and I'm claiming what I am worth. Like, I'm claiming what I deserve. And you were willing to get it by any means necessary. The only issue was that you wanted a bunch of things that you did deserve, but you didn't quite align with them yet. Your energy was not quite on point to draw in those things without some type of caveat. So when you manifested all of those things that you wanted, when you were in this, like, I know my worth, I am the chain breaker energy, you also manifested all of the lessons that you had to learn with them. There is this person that I follow that on my main account, and I'll tag her in the comments, but I just have to make sure her username is what I think it is, because I think she changed it recently. But she says this quote all the time about how your manifestations and the things you want are already existing, like they're already here. And it's like a radio. Like if you are trying to manifest 102.5 FM, but your energy and you're on a frequency, of like 800 AM, you're not going to be able to hear the message that's coming through on 102.5 FM until you are in a space where you're aligning with 102.5 FM. And that's what's happening here, is that you were wanting so badly to have 102.5 FM delivered to you, but you were still in the 800s. Or you may have even been really close and could hear kind of through the static it break through sometimes, but you weren't quite there. You weren't on it yet. So the universe had to show you what in your life was keeping that frequency from being clear. What tall metal objects around you were blocking that from coming through? What was keeping the service from you? What chatter and what static was also happening and breaking through the radio at the same time and keeping you from getting that 102.5 FM like radio station? I'm also getting that like you got confused at different points of time. Like you could hear that radio station that you were wanting to bring in so badly, that message you were wanting to get, that 102.5, but you were hearing the side chatter, the side static. You were hearing the messages from maybe 102.3, 102.6, 102.4. You were hearing those messages that were sort of around it, or maybe even heard another random message coming all the way through. Maybe somebody came by where you were listening to the radio with one of those old car FM transmitters that you plug into the cigarette lighter, and they were tuning into a channel that you were close to, so then you started hearing their music, and you started hearing their message that they were creating or that they were playing on their playlist. And so you started hearing these different messages and you were like, all of this is what I want. This is all what I want. I'm wanting to tune into 102.5. I wanted to tune into 102.5. So you were just collectively saying all of these things are for me, because you also got confused, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. So the universe kind of finally had to just say, okay, fine. If you want all of it, have it. Here you go. What are you going to do with it now? That's where we are. That's what got you to the point where you finally broke all of these cycles. But you had to go through those different things and had to draw in all the things that you were wanting to bring in, because you just weren't going to understand until you saw them yourselves. But the thing that I want you to remember is that all of the stuff that you want is still there. 102.5 is still playing a message. It's still there. It's been there. And no amount of you trying to stay comfortable is going to make that any less true. You can sit and try to like stay hidden in the place that you are at, in the mess that you've made, breaking these cycles, breaking these chains, breaking these curses. You can try your best to stay there, but 102.5 still exists, and it's coming for you because you've been drawing it in for so long. Like literally since the time you were a child. I saw one card on here that like literally was all about, here it is right here, childhood manifestations, childhood wonder, things that you've wanted for a long lifetime. And that's how you also got confused, is because some of those sounds played into trauma that happened from childhood, but you broke that chain. So now just the good things that you've been wanting for a really time are coming to you. It doesn't matter if you're trying to stay comfortable or not. You're going to have to let them in. This journey has been about healing and revisiting and healing and revisiting. And that is the shift that it's now taking, is where you were taken back to a place that was full of a mess that you made, clearing out trauma and curses and whatnot. And you faced it, you healed it. The next journey, the continuation of this journey, is going to take you to more places where you have to face those things again, heal, but every single time it's going to be replaced with something beautiful and tangible that you can hold on to. You just have to let go of control and trust the universe, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust the process.